And we're podcasting.
Right. Hello.
Is this...
What?
Have you come back from the Fringe as a character act?
Yeah. I've come back from the Fringe and I've decided to change. I'm going to embrace living in London a bit more. And I'm going to be Ray fucking Winstone.
Winston? Is it
Fuck
Winston?
off. You stupid cunt. It's whatever I fucking say it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And is there anything else apart from the voice that means that you're incorporating into your life to embrace London more, or is it just the voice mainly?
I'm a big stupid English cunt. Big rotten dirty King Charles sucking off bastards. What?
I don't know if you're just still doing the voice or if you're answering the question.
I'm answering the question. That's what I'm doing to be more English. I have the voice and I'm sucking off King Charles. Sucking his cock till he comes in my mouth, and I gargle it around and say, oh, that's good, innit?
Well, that's anyone giving the podcast a whirl for the first time gone.
Welcome. I know my voice has just got, it's because my voice is a bit just gravelly at the minute, so I was like...
You're leaning into it in a Ray Winstonish fashion?
Yeah, in a Ray Winstonish fashion, lad.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this, lad. I'm having a fucking overload of Italians at the minute. Like, you're a part of that. But I stopped in for a coffee on the way, and there was this little place. Your man gave me a little fucking loyalty card, actually, this lad. Anyway, he's really trying to... Detty's Deli Cafe is good man.
Shout out Detty's Deli Cafe.
Yeah, it's in... It's somewhere around here. And and this, we're kind of near Finsbury Park. I'll send on to you. I'll put the address in the comments if you just ask me.
Please don't dox me on the podcast. Thank you.
So... Detty's monkey docs. No. Anyway,
what?
Because like monkey pox, monkey docs.
But why did you say monkey at all?
Because just for a pun, like a monkey or docs, monkey pox, but I said monkey docs.
But where does docs come from?
Well, you said docs, didn't you? Like you said, don't dox me on the pod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
I feel this blame's on you. But I thought that was just a good pun. But anyway, Detty's Deli Cafe. I just stopped in. Small business owner. He's running the business there himself.
I've got a mole there.
He has a little one of those little earrings that I feel tribespeople have.
A really nice cool earring.
No, that's a cowardly earring. If you were a real man, what you do is you'd put a big fuck off hole in your ear.
Oh, the stretcher.
Yes,
he's been stretched.
That's right. So that
he's
people
got an orifice.
It's a little basketball hoop that people can throw chewing gums through.
Yeah,
that's what I've decided. Those are for if you have a chewing gum and you come across one of those people with those like holes in their ears, those earrings, you're allowed to scream Kobe and then go and just try to spit it through the hole. Yeah. And if you get it in their face, that's their own fault.
That's par for the course.
Their face is a backboard. Anyway.
Go on about Detty's Deli Cafe.
So I goes
Should we read out the phone number?
So yeah, 0793928.
You know it's a small business when the business phone number is a mobile number.
Yes, but then he has another number just in case you can't get him on that one, I suppose. And that's 07473089304. This guy is fucking...
This is how much, how entrenched you are in the life that you live. Even when you're trying to do nice things like just get a coffee, you still buy it from a drug dealer.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. This is how much the botchery follows me around. But so I go in anyway, and he starts, he just, do you know, because I think it's a small business, right? So
very small.
So it's a small little business. No one else is in there. So as soon as I step in, he's like, right, I need to capture this man's imagination so that he'll come back. Because I was just like, I'll just have a coffee.
He's winning hearts and minds.
That's right. So he's like, right, I need to enchant him with some fucking conversation. So he's like, how was your day going, or whatever he said. And
he was an Italian man.
He was an Italian man.
How was your day going?
How was your day going? Why is the Italian accent? Can you do it for me there a little bit?
Yeah, but I feel like you've thrown me off course with whatever the fuck kind of Greek Turkish thing that was.
That was a little sing-songy thing.
How was your day going?
How was your day going? Right, if you're not going to give it to me, then I'm going to pursue. I'm going to
give me something to say in an Italian accent.
I hit women with wooden spoons.
That's a very Italian thing to say.
I do. Come on.
I hate women with wooden spoons.
Perfect. I hate
That was
women
good.
with wooden spoons. So
That's
he
good
says to me,
stuff.
so that is excellent. You fucking nailed that. So he says to me, he's like, how is your day? How's your day going? Because he's like trying to, he's really trying to create a bond here. So I'm going to come back to the fucking shop.
Yeah.
To Daddy's shop. So then I was like, it's
Daddy's
going grand.
Daddy's
He said,
shop.
Going grand.
Daddy's shop. Na 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 na.
Daddy shop, daddy shop, children in the basement.
Na, 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 na.
I wouldn't have. No, John, that is a good man. I'm not going to say anything against him. But so then he starts going. He says it's good. I say, oh yeah, it's going good. And I goes, I'm a bit tired. He says, he's like, I am tired too. But he said, he said, but if you're good or bad, this is up to you. You decide. He says, you decide if your day is going to be good. It's like because we must believe ourselves.
You bought your coffee from fucking Marcus Aurelius?
Absolutely. It was Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, baby. So he says, you must, it is up to you whether your day is good or bad.
Okay, yeah.
You can't, if you say to yourself, oh, this happened, so it is bad. No, you decide. I am good.
It's how you
Today
respond to
will be
things.
good. And we will be go good. I said, BJ's, I've never heard this before, Daddy. Tell me more, says I. So he's chatting to me away, but he says, I have a friend. He says, I have a friend. He says, he's a very negative guy. He's always down and this and that. And sometimes I need to avoid him because he says that energy is so important. You must pass the energy on. You must pass the energy on because he is negative.
But surely you can say to him, but sure, just because he's negative doesn't mean you have to be negative. It's about how you respond.
I could have said
flipped it back on him.
I could have said this to Daddy, but he wasn't wanting for me to say anything.
He was more of a speaker.
He was more of a speaker than, he's more giving stuff out. Well, this was his kind of pitch, I think, for, hey, come to my coffee shop often and I'll tell you why
The secrets of the universe.
Yes, because he only has this little window while he's making me the coffee to make me come back for more. And I just appreciate
That's his
that.
podcast.
This is his podcast. As he's making me the
One
coffee.
One person at a time.
That's
he
right.
says the same thing.
Yeah.
That whole day, repeatedly.
Yes.
And the next day, changes it up.
Changes it up a bit. Tomorrow will be about
different philosopher.
Like how he believes that, I don't know, trees are people or something like that. Like something,
A logical next step to take.
That's right. So anyway, he's saying all this, and then he asked me at the start. He's like, do you want sugar in your coffee? I was like, no sugar. But then he's making the coffee, and it comes down to the end part, making the coffee, and he just looks at me and he goes, please, can I put some sugar in? And I goes, all right, go on then. And then he kind of goes, I swear to God. He turned to me, please, can I put some sugar in? And then I was like, yeah, you can, yeah, fuck it. And then he just goes, thank you, like this. And then he just goes off and gets 2 little sachets of sugar and just fucks them in. And
why?
I don't know. I think like in his head, like it's just like, it's probably like some sort of like British like propaganda or some new wave propaganda that people don't get sugar in their coffee anymore. And like in his heart and soul,
you're supposed to have sugar in your coffee.
Sugar, and people like he's kind of trying to bring me back towards the light of sugar.
That's so mad.
That's mad, isn't it?
No, but please let me give you what you don't want.
Absolutely. Just for me, can I put sugar in your coffee? You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? You had me.
But you can't just because that's how you want it doesn't mean you can just impose it on other people. Like, you don't go to the kebab shop and he's like, chili garlic sauce. You're like, oh, just garlic. I don't really like spicy. He goes, oh, please.
I know.
You should eat it properly. Come on,
yeah.
Please.
Please, can I put?
You can go to a restaurant. Can I have the steak well done? The chef comes out.
Yeah.
Please don't make me ruin this steak.
I know. But I think that's how it was. Like, I think he felt it was almost immoral not to have sugar in it. But the way he did it was like, please, it was almost like a little, do you know, like, it was almost like he's getting some gratification. Like, it's like, please, can I stick my flute in it? You know what I mean? Like, if he said that, it'd be almost more understandable because, like, all right, this is going to help you, like, calm or something.
Oh, but this could come back to what we were saying earlier, that he's definitely a drug dealer. And maybe the sugar is some kind of addictive. I mean, other than the fact that sugar is addictive. But like maybe he's putting crack in your coffee.
Jesus, that would have been, to be honest, I could have done with that this morning because I'm very fatigued.
But this is how he gets you in for his next podcast.
Well, see, I am going to go back there because I tell you, if nothing else, he was interesting. Lad.
Yes, for sure.
And I told him I was going to Italy on holiday.
Yeah,
And
was he excited about that? Did you find out where he was
he
from?
dropped his pants and fired a rocket. Huh?
Did you find out where in Italy he was from?
No, I don't give a shit about him. It's about me. You ask.
Where are you going in
You ask
Italy?
me questions. I'm going to the south, Calabria. Calabria.
Good sausages.
Huh?
Good sausages.
Well, sure, I don't know what the fuck's down there, but by Jesus, I'll find out. A hungry man like myself will find out. I'm going down to Calabria in a place called, it's a seaside town called Tropia.
And this is your little treat yourself after you did the whole Fringe, apart from those days when you fucking whapped out of it.
You dirty dog! What the hell? That's a nasty
Apart
thing.
from the days where you gave up on yourself.
I didn't give up on myself, lad. I actually, that was, do you know what that was? Me cancelling those shows, that
God.
was me believing in myself.
God, the disrespect to the people who had tickets for those shows, to hear that you'd cancelled it because you were unwell,
Yeah.
and then to see Instagram stories of you out gallivanting.
You're some dirty dog now. You're some filthy bastard. Isn't there? Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Yeah.
Oh, Mike must be having a torrid time of it. Pictures of Mike and Horatio out on the pints with American women.
You're a filthy little half man, is what you are. Now, listen to me now, because I'm not gonna listen to this. So I think there's a difference.
The disrespect.
I think there is a difference, right?
Between professionals and you.
No, you snarky little man, you dirty little buttery fucker, you little weak weaselly character. Listen, I'm not going to listen to this shit now, all right? There's a big difference, because you're going to try to besmirch my name in front of the listeners and the public. This will not happen. I was like a fucking man of steel, the fact that I did as many shows as I fucking did. You were in there Thursday night and saw me absolutely fucking railroaded, absolutely fucking an inch away from death, still doing the show, still getting the laughs, still, as everyone said to me on the way out, better than any show you've ever done. And as everyone said, there were the reviews. And I didn't have a fucking voice.
You were so fucked. A submarine trip to the Titanic would have done you good.
It would have done me fucking great. A little submersible trip down there. Lad. But the Sunday, so I cancelled the shows. All right, I did cancel the shows.
Yeah?
And yes, I did go out that night. But listen to this. There's a big difference between doing two fucking hour-long shows with a fucked voice and being fucking run down, then fucking going out for a couple of hours and just fucking standing around with a drink in your hand. They're very different fucking activities, aren't they? Aren't they? Aren't they?
No, because on my show I just kind of stand around with a drink in my hand.
Because you're a lazy bastard and you don't put on a show. You just stand there.
My jokes, they speak for themselves.
No, they don't. They don't speak for anything. They're as weaselly and weak as you are. Now, and you stand there and you're a charlatan and you fucking steal a living. And God bless you, you've managed to fucking pull the wool over the public's eyes. And let's just hope let's hope you don't get found out, because our fortunes are intertwined. But so I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear you.
I just wouldn't have posted it on my Instagram.
I shouldn't have posted it on my Instagram. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Did you get any messages from people saying, "Oh,
yeah"? Someone messaged me and just sent a message just weak.
Weak?
Yes.
Well, it's because
some lad whose profile picture is a Scottish flag. I was like, "You're calling me weak? You haven't even been able to get independence, you fucking losers." Sorry, lads. Sorry to the Scots. We have a lot of Scottish listeners.
We do have a lot of Scottish listeners, and they're good lads.
They're soundest people on earth, actually. And I love them. I got a little hiccup there. My voice is still fucked. I was up coughing last night.
Yeah, so we should unpack the Fringe. We should talk through it, because you've got your little holiday from doing like 15 or 16 shows at the Fringe or whatever it was.
15, 16 shows. Actually, do you know what, lad? Do you know if we counted the amount of hours we did, do you know how many more I did than you? Like, it's actually like substantial. Even though you did your little fucking extra shows in your castles or wherever you fucking did them.
If we talk number of people performed too, though, that's maybe a different conversation.
Well, how is that relevant to just...
It takes more energy to perform.
No, it doesn't actually.
People,
no, it doesn't. It takes less energy. Because there's a bigger room, you have a better room, you have a tech, and you have all these lights and stuff like that. I'm a fucking one-man band creating magic out of nothing. You couldn't fail in your situation. I'm creating fucking great shows in a fucking completely lit office, in an office fucking environment. And I'm creating magic. There's fireworks going off in the show. I'm still making it work. You're there in your little perfect monkey barrel room. Everyone's packed in. You've got your text and your light and everything. You couldn't possibly fail, and still sometimes you did. Amazingly. So how about that? Yeah, roll that around your mouth, you cunt. Now.
But yes, you're recovering from your...
I'm recovering. Oh,
your couple of shows.
This is what I wanted to say to you. I am recovering. I'm fucked still.
You've booked your holiday. You're going to be off gallivanting.
I'm going to be off on a beach just fucking... No, I was going to say wanking. I'm not going to do that because that's not allowed. But I've been having these have I been telling you about how anyway, because I was obviously in I was in...
You're the most incoherent man in the world.
When I was in Edinburgh, I'm probably sure I said it on the last podcast, but like there was a couple of times the wanking was taking me ages anyway. It was just these absolute David Goggins,
come up on the last
David
podcast.
Goggins level wanks.
Yeah.
But, what I was going to say to you is, yes, I'm off to Italy. I'm going to lie on the fucking beach. I'm hoping now that Ramesh Ranganathan doesn't want me to do too many things. Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping, because I think she's
I think you'd be lucky. I got lucky with Jamali when we went to Greece. We had a very, very chill time.
Yeah.
And we were happy to just hang out and chill. And then we did like a couple activities towards the back end of the holiday. And maybe that's the way to do it. I just needed 3 days to fucking collapse after the tour. And I'd say you probably need 3 days to collapse after your couple of shows.
I just want to sleep. I want to sleep right this, as I'm talking to you right now. I could just go, I've just had a coffee with sugar in it. From fucking Donatello down below.
Unconsenting
sugar. He just wanted it to give me sugar so bad. Such an odd fetish, isn't it? Please, can I put sugar in it?
He's a feeder, maybe. He's trying to fatten you up for Christmas.
Yeah. Or maybe he's like anti-teeth. Do you know what I mean?
You've met these people, the anti-teeth people?
Yeah, people who are like, they just want you to drink.
The ATC, the Anti-Teeth Coalition?
Absolutely, yeah.
They're big bastards.
The ATC, because they just want sugar. They want shit to rot your fucking teeth out of your head. My dad, I was just realising, does your father have false teeth?
No.
Just a false, there's a falseness to him in general, though. I will say that. And I met your father.
Can we talk about when my dad creeped up on you?
Oh, lad, I can't wait to talk about this. I actually cannot wait to talk about your dad. Carlo.
He was so excited to see your show.
Oh, lad, I can't wait to talk about this. But my father has false teeth, so completely. All his teeth are just.
Went to Turkey.
Huh?
Got veneers.
My dad, no, he can just.
He looks like Paul Smith.
God, Paul Smith has the best teeth ever. They're amazing. But my dad, like, he has just literally just like Halloween teeth. Do you know what I mean? Like, he has teeth that he just like fucking can take in.
John Kearns.
They're literally like John Kearns' teeth. He's just like a fucking character that he just puts them in. Then when he takes them out, his mouth's just like, he just looks like a fucking old Italian woman. Why did she have to be Italian? It's just because Italy's on my brain.
It's on the brain.
But my dad, so because of that, he had these chompers that, like, so if he had an ice cream cone, he'd just fucking just, and I didn't know he had false teeth when I was young, so I was just like...
You just thought he was a mad bastard?
Just a man of steel. He's just...
Yeah.
And even the way...
Stern stuff.
It was so it was so mechanical the way he loves ice cream cones, but he would just...
Like that robot dog from Wallace and Gromit?
And he was a robot dog from Wallace and Gromit, yeah. And I think that influenced him a lot, to be honest. That show and that dog. But your dad, yes.
He crept up behind you is what he told me.
I mean, your dad, he couldn't have reinforced the idea of himself as a pedo any more than he did by the way he interacted. So, first off, yeah, I was sitting down talking to these are like Berlin comics that were in my venue as well. And your dad just literally comes up. I'm like sitting down there and just comes out of nowhere, just puts hand on my shoulder like that. And I look around and I go, ah. Now, I've never met your dad.
Nope.
I've never once.
You don't know what he looks like?
I don't know what your dad looks like. Don't know what. And I swear to God, he just goes, it's me, the pedo.
No, what he told me, he said is, see if you ever fucking call me a pedophile again.
Oh, yeah. That is what he said. He did say that. He did. Yes. Now I remember. Now, so he comes up to me right now. He says, that's right. He started with a threat. He's like, if you ever call me a pedo again, I'm going to something. But he had a smile on his face, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, now, what he didn't know, right, at that time is I have been calling most people at the Fringe pedos.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So the specificity wasn't there.
So
he could have been anyone.
He could have been anyone. That's a huge part of my show. Most of my show, of my work in progress show, is calling people pedos. I've had a number of walkouts of the show.
Why don't the panel come to Mike's shows? It's crazy.
Yeah.
When will the Guardian learn?
Like, if I knew a reviewer was in, or like someone like from the industry, I mean, like they couldn't be called, like they just, the whole show would just be getting everyone to chant pedo, like, and that is something I would do in shows, is point out, and everyone would get a chant going for pedo. It's just so fun.
So you thought maybe this is a disgruntled audience member?
Initially I thought in my head, but he looked so, like, he had such a knowing smile that I would know him, and I would know him from what he said, that I'd be like, oh, that I was like, I didn't want to say, were you at a show or something? I was like, hey, yeah. And then as I was looking at him, and just, it became apparent, like, the obscene size of his head, kind of. And I said, oh, wait a second, in the Northern Irish accent, the smug look on his face, you're an Angelone. You're a bloody Angelone. So I did actually, it clicked with me.
Yeah.
Like, before he said it, I was like, oh, this is fucking Carlo. He looks very like Dario.
Yeah. My two brothers look like my dad. I look like my mum.
Yeah, you look like a woman. And he looks like a man. But so your dad is like a fucking, your dad is kind of like is like hot, I think. He's like, you know, he's got, like, he has a real tan, and I know you would in a bit.
He's an olive-skinned chap.
He is an olive-skinned man. It adds up that he's Italian.
Yeah.
I know you had in a bit in translations. Do you remember
coming soon on YouTube?
Remember the if you don't know it's a show where he's like, I saw play, I cried. But anyway, that's just for any new listeners. Everyone else knows about it and they love it.
I would do an impression of all of Mike's shows, but it's hard through a mostly audio consumed platform.
What is what?
Not a lot of words going on.
Ah, you dirty bastard! Just
for the video people.
I do this. That's one of my big moves. It's one of my best jokes. Mike, do a Mike Rice joke. And people have no option but to laugh. Anyway. Because it's like, what the fuck's he doing? He seems like he might...
Out of fear.
Not out of fear, because it seems like...
If we don't laugh, he might kill us all.
That's right. Because it seems like I might have like Magneto-esque powers of just like, oh...
It certainly seems like you think that.
Huh? Yeah. Well, I kind of do in a way. I can go into that. It's kind of a Reiki-ish control of energies. But so your dad, anyway. So your dad comes up. We're chatting. Very charming man, your father.
Sorry, I was wrapped up in my head thinking about a funny way to say, like, oh, do Reiki. You know, it's mostly in the autumn, just leaves and stuff.
But you know the way you didn't think of a funny way to say it? Then you just let it go.
Sometimes it's dog shit.
The idea comes in your head. And actually, I met Nicola.
Yes.
Yeah, so Nicola came
Sturgeon.
to the show. Nicola, who's a patron of the podcast, who is famous.
Former First Minister of Scotland.
Yes.
Who's famous defense of us, our strongest defender.
Our biggest champion.
On the Patreon. As someone said, one of the episodes was terrible, and then Nicola responded, listen, sometimes it's dog shit. That's the defense.
And she was our biggest champion in the comment section. She said, listen.
God, imagine Nicola was like your lawyer.
Yeah.
You're going down for murder.
Yes, sometimes he rapes. Yes, granted. But when he's not raping, he has some great stories. And it's fun. He's a good guy. Yes, he's killed most of his relatives. But
come on. It's good
Look
stuff.
Look at that face. And then you just do a little... Yeah. But so anyway, me and Carlo are chatting now. Here's Carlo said, because then I says to Carlo, you know, I was like, I'll butter his buns and I'll tell him what a good little son.
You're saying he's a charming man.
Yeah, but I said I'll butter his buns and I'll say what a good little boy Vito is, right? So I says, and great now, I says to him, Vittorio, and he sold out the 500 seater there last night, you know, and And Carlo goes, yeah. He's like, he sold it out. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah. And you could see in his face, he's like, I sold it out. He felt. He's like, like, you're an extension of him, like a little bit. Like, I was like, it's mad. So I was like, he's getting like, it's mad. I sold it out.
We did.
He sold it out.
Yeah.
And then he goes, mad, he sold it out. And then he goes, and David O'Doherty wasn't sold out.
My dad loved that.
David O'Doherty was
so funny.
And as soon as he said that,
he sent a picture of the chalkboard outside the venue and it had the list of the names, and David O'Doherty was on before me.
Yeah.
And mine said sold out and O'Doherty's didn't. And my dad posted in the family WhatsApp group, David O'Doherty not sold out, but Vittorio is.
He was absolutely buzzing. But like,
it's so rude.
But
it doesn't matter.
It's so funny that like within a second, and this is such an example of Angelone.
This is the stock I come from.
But I thought genuinely in my mind, as soon as he said it, I said Vittorio didn't lick it off a bush. You know what I mean? This is the cause and effect of Vittorio's personality. Couldn't be any more clear. Like, and this is why Vittorio, honestly, like this is why when Vittorio sold out his run, he said, go fuck yourselves. Because it's less about him winning and it's more about other people losing. Like all the victories. So it wasn't about Vittorio selling out. It was about the fact that David O'Doherty didn't sell out. Like it's that Vittorio has beaten someone. Like that Vittorio has crushed David O'Doherty to smithereens. O'Doherty is a useless shill, a hollow has-been, while Vittorio has sold out 500 seats.
Even though he's doing that room every day.
Every day. He's doing it every day to Fringe.
Countless more tickets than me.
Absolutely.
On every level.
Your man didn't give a fuck. He was buzzing. David O'Doherty didn't sell out, and at that point I said, Carlo, I'll talk to you on the show. And so Carlo came into the show anyway, and that show was a combative show, I would say. I had several. It was funny that Carlo was there because I had several walkouts. From the very start, because Joe was a Saturday show, and I had a lot of people, so it was full, but there was a lot of people that I could see that were already kind of just half pissed, and they were just there for.
I hate that.
And they aren't there. Like a lot of people that weren't there for me. So they were just in there, and when I goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Rice come on stage, and the audience was like there's no energy, and then I was just immediately like, no fucking way, no way. I goes, no way, I'm not doing this now. My voice is fucked. It's the last weekend of the Fringe. I'll be fucked if I'm gonna have ye be shit right now. Yeah. So give me some fucking energy. Let's have a good time. So anyway, but they were not a great crowd. So I kept stopping the show and just being like, lads, I'll be dead honest, you're the worst crowd of the Fringe. You're the worst crowd I've had so far. You're the biggest pedo crowd of the Fringe. You're genuinely, usually I'm joking about the crowd being pedos, but you're all actually pedophiles. And they're just like, every once in a while to be just like a new couple leaving the show. And Carlo was sitting there grinning like a little Cheshire cat. He was after seeing his son just smash in front of 500 people the night before. Now he comes to some fucking dive where this fella who keeps publicly...
No, he saw you before he saw me.
What?
He wasn't at the 500-seater.
Was he not?
No. Mum was, but Dad wasn't.
He didn't bother go?
No. He wasn't fussed. He likes to see it where it belongs.
He didn't come to the 500-seater show?
No, Mum had to change flights and come over early for the 500.
And what, your father was like, you go,
He's dealing with family troubles.
What? What?
Nana's not well.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So he had to leave it till just the last weekend.
Right. Shite.
Yeah. But yeah, so he saw you before he saw me. He saw me that evening. Right. After seeing you.
A tonic.
Huh? A tonic.
A tonic, because I can only imagine.
You're the whiskey, I'm the chaser.
Yeah, he came out with mine just...
That's the order. See if myself and Mike are at the Fringe again. Go see Mike first.
Go see Mike first.
And then wash your mouth out with the soap that is me.
Yeah, because you'll come out of Mike like this, you go...
God, that's a lot.
Jesus Christ. That was strong.
You should give, on the way out of your show, you should give people salt and lime.
Yeah. Just as soon as they come out.
Jeez, that's better.
Fuck. Christ above, that was a lot. Jesus, he couldn't have called me a paedophile anymore in there. I'd be fucking sweating. But to be fair, I could see Carlo because he was kind of unfair, and I was looking at Carlo, you know, because to be fair, I was very combative in that show, but it was still the show was still like okay. But I was looking at Carlo, and Carlo was laughing at different points, but I couldn't tell whether he was laughing at the jokes or just laughing at the fact that like this is like, you know, he knows Vittorio's doing a lot better than this.
No, he'll be laughing at the jokes. I enjoy when people aren't doing well and having a tough time on stage.
I love it.
Funny. It's really funny.
It's so funny.
But I think Dad said he enjoyed the show. He said it was a tough crowd.
Yeah.
But he said he enjoyed the show.
He did say it was a tough crowd, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were tough. They were a tough crowd. He did say to me after, he's like, and to be fair, at this stage as well, like I was like demonstrably ill also on stage. So I was like, I was fucked, and I had no tolerance for any kind of just had no tolerance for.
Well, at that point of the Fringe, even if you're not ill, when an audience just like are a bit flat, you're just like, oh no, come on.
Yeah.
I've done this enough to know that this is your fault.
That's right.
Just this will be better for you and me if you just fucking
100%.
But it's an impossible thing because the audience doesn't know what they're doing wrong to fix it.
No.
Because they're like, well, it's your thing. And I'm like, no, it's such a collaborative.
Yeah.
It's both of us. It's on both of us to make this good. And you just need to sit forward in your chair.
Yeah.
Be alive. Listen a bit more.
Give me
excited.
a little. Give me a little. Help me help you.
Meet me halfway.
Help me help you. You slugs. So anyway, but Carlo was there and I could see him laughing at different times and I was looking at him. And because
you can see every face in the audience in your room.
Well, that's true. But you couldn't miss his head in a fucking, to be honest, if you were fucking 3 miles down the ocean, you'd see him heading him like a fucking the Goodyear blimp. But but if he wasn't laughing, like I would have went down there and I would have like called him out as King Pedo of the room. I would have, because that is how I deal with people not laughing at that show as well.
Yeah,
it's just
I'm
like,
interested to see that show. I haven't seen it.
You've seen some of it, but it's just been, I mean, I have had like, this is some of the feedback of the show has been, yeah, no, it's no.
Did you get audience reviews on the Fringe website?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've checked.
Okay. I just would have liked to have seen it.
To be honest, like the show had gone great. Many times. It's funny. Like it's
and work in progresses are fun.
They are
People
fun.
enjoy that, particularly at the Fringe.
Yeah, and I think it's funnier. Like I think the stuff is like funnier than my other show to me now at the minute. Anyway, because it's just newer.
It's exciting. Yeah.
So it's exciting, but I have had feedback where they were like, you know, people were like, just like, no, it's really good. Like probably a bit less of the pedo stuff. You could probably do a bit less of the pedo stuff. And I respond by just accusing them of being pedos.
Well, why is that? Did it hit a nerve? Did it?
Did it?
Bit too
Yeah,
close
fucking pedo.
Bit too close to the boner.
That's right. Yeah. So tell me, how are you feeling?
So yes, we're unwinding from the Fringe. We're unpacking.
Yes.
I got the train back.
You look tired now. You're doing a lot of this, and you've got sleep in your eyes. You're kind of, you know, you look a bit haggard, beleaguered, sad, melancholy. You look like maybe it didn't go as well as you wanted.
Have you heard of projecting?
Huh? No, look at me. I'm up. I'm around. I'm like a little monkey in a zoo.
No, I'm grand. I think I struggled a little bit with. It's hard not to be an old bitter bastard. The Fringe makes it all feel very competitive or something, about like always comparing yourself to how other people are doing, and there's never enough stuff. And I'd done that thing, and I knew this was part of the risk, where I kind of went, well, you know what, I'm not even gonna do my own press release, never mind have PR reach out to reviewers, because surely one of the benefits of getting nominated for Newcomer is the next year people just come and review the show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just
of
in
course.
your head, you're like, that would make sense.
Because it would be absurd if someone got nominated for Newcomer the year before, and then if the next year all the reviewers didn't come to see if it was a flash in the pan.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
And then barely any of them came to the show.
Yeah.
3 reviewers, and I just go, okay, so that is how it works. And it just like, it really proved to me how like it's just a money game.
Vittorio. It's a shakedown, my friend.
Yeah, it's just a money
shakedown.
game.
It's politics.
The PR people are pals with the journalists, and they pay them, and then they make sure they come to whatever show.
It's gangsterism. You're not going to get away with not greasing
crazy.
Right palms.
It's like, crazy.
This is a racket. It's a racket. Like, the reviewers ain't going to come unless they get the fucking, here's a little quid, come review the fucking thing. It's a fucking racket. It's a shakedown. They're gangsters. They're pedos. Every fucking last one of them.
It is wild, but I was just like, I guess I was a little bit blown away by that. And then we spoke on the podcast as well about how you kind of have the levels of the kind of awardsy stuff is all a bit strange, where like I wasn't really thinking about it very, very much. And then one person was too nice to me at the end of the show early on in the run, like a friend who's like in comedy.
Who buttered you up? Who put these ideas in your head?
There's a nice lady called Kate Palmer. She used to work at Angel. Very, very nice. She's
Katie
lovely.
Palmer.
She's lovely.
I love Kate Palmer. Light and Live, Kate Palmer?
No.
That's Katie Palmer.
Yeah, I can't remember who I'm thinking of. Kate something.
Jesus.
Can't remember her last name though.
Memorable girl.
But anyway, she
did she
said to me,
say?
or just early on in the run,
she blew smoke up your arse. She told you it was good.
She was just like, I think you might get nominated again. And I was like, oh, I had done so well to not have that in my fucking head.
Do you know what? That was an evil little thing she did. Because, I'll tell you why now. Because that's Rick Rubin. So Rick Rubin's famous record producer, he started fucking...
Yes, yeah. We spoke about this before. Yeah. The good feedback, that's makes right. You too...
So that's not a good thing. Nothing's good. Nothing's good to say to someone like... Either just say it's a good show, but her saying you should get nominated now... That
places it all outside of me.
That's actually like a little... That's actually a little fucking...
Demon
that's
seed.
A little kind of like
demon
stain
seed.
In your mind. Like a little drop of blue dye. Now your mind goes... I should all... Because you're saying this at the start. Maybe I don't have to do any more work on this show.
Yeah.
Because she said already I should get nominated.
But all this
and you
stuff,
remember compliments. I never heard someone to remember a compliment more in their lives.
But it's only because it fucked me up so much. And then I kept trying to undo that, and just be like, no, because I've always said it's very, very silly to have any expectations for best show. There's just too many people. The chances are just like whatever night they come on. And then the panel started coming to the show, and then they came a few more times, and I was like, oh, this is fucking... Do
they have signs on them that say the panel?
No, it's in your list of like comps and things.
They don't have like tattoos.
No, they don't have to get tattoos that say panel on them.
No, that
it's
would
not
be
like
silly,
Olympians who all get the Olympic rings tattooed on their bicep.
Or do you know what would be so funny if you got it done around your asshole? Like as in
the Olympic rings?
Well, like if you made your asshole one of the rings and then got the other rings around it.
Right. What sport would do that?
Huh? I don't know, but it'd be so funny then because you have all the Olympic rings, your asshole's one, and then if you saw because imagine if you saw just shit coming out with the Olympic rings, wouldn't that be sick?
That would be so funny and cool, Mike.
Oh God, I'm not well. Yeah, that was funny.
So then you just get this thing, and then the panels stop coming, and then you take a little knock to the confidence, and you go, okay, look, it was hopeful anyway. It's cool that they came a few times. That's nice that they were vaguely interested in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point, they have a big meeting, and then if they come after that point, you're in the running, and if they don't, you're definitely not. And they weren't coming after that point. And I was like, that's okay. I'm at peace with the fact the show's gone really, really well. The run's sold out, blah, blah, blah. Trying to just take it all back into your own.
Yourself.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the nominees get announced, and you just take that little ego blow of like, well, I've been on gigs with them, and I did better than they did.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen any other shows. You're just fucking making it all up in your brain. You're like, well, I saw them do 10 minutes once of Vauxhall, so I must be better than them. And it's just like, it's all so silly. And I think you do just get caught up in that stuff.
Well, I had I don't expect to get nominated or anything because I don't put in the things in my show where I'm like, hey, I was bullied and I cried or whatever you do to try to get nominated. But so I don't do that. I just do all just jokes and calling people pedos. And it's real comedy. So I never expect to get any of that stuff. So it doesn't really bother me. But also then maybe that's a defense mechanism that I don't really go for that.
Well, this is the thing, and I push all this stuff away, and I do the same with the industry stuff. And look, all this is an industry. Don't know if you can tell by the fucking setup in my living room. This isn't part of the industry. We're not part of the mainstream media.
No.
we're counterculture.
Yeah.
But all this stuff. And there's so many, like, just trying to I'm trying to practice, like, gratitude and just be like, things are going really, really well. It's all very exciting. Bish, bash, bosh. But there's just always something that you don't have.
That's
and
right.
I'm just trying to
empathy.
That's okay that they have that.
Is
it's great.
empathy the thing
it's
you're
great
thinking
that they
of
have
that you don't have?
It's not empathy, you fucking fruit.
I'm a pear. Anyway, go ahead.
But it's just reviews and the XYZ thing is whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, it's okay. Like, that's great. And just trying to, like, just sincerely celebrate other people and, like, do whatever and just be like, that's cool that they did that. They seem nice. And even if they're not, that's grand. Sure,
See, I
whatever.
wouldn't bother with that either. I wouldn't bother with that last part either. Sincerely celebrating people. I don't care about that. Nor do I care about not getting nominated or anything like that. I just kind of, I'd be like in my head, it's like, oh, I have a cough. This is my life's shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm more immediate about my kind of the misery of my current circumstance. I'm like, I'm sick and I'm tired. And I don't be thinking about that other stuff. Because, like, my run couldn't have went, I was sold out the whole run, made a load of money, probably still half the money you made. And see, that's another thing. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's such a thing as like being like, hey, Vittorio, you know, compared to X, Y, or Z, look how good your life is. You're 26. Are you 26?
27.
You're 27. Ooh. Actually, it's not okay. You're not doing that well.
But it is that stuff, and then I just have so many spirals of self-doubt where you go like, but Vittorio, you're selling lots and lots of tickets, and I go, yes, but lots of fucking shit comedians sell lots and lots of tickets, so maybe I'm a shit comedian, and then you just go, well, who's going to tell me if I'm a good comedian? The reviewers, or
Mike,
the panel? And it's just like, well, you're not going to tell me I'm a good comedian.
Me? No, that's what I'm saying. But if you were good, I'd tell you. That's what I'm saying. If you were, when you get good, I'm going to be like, Vittorio, listen, news flash. You're actually not so bad anymore. You're actually pretty good. No.
But it just always has to come from within. And this isn't fucking new stuff. It just always has to come from your own little sense of self-worth and validation.
It does. But I will say this. You are at a stage where I just don't think... You're like... I'm trying to think who's like a famous person who's like... It's like kind of footballers when they're like... It's like Robbie McShane has that bit. I saw Robbie's show, actually, which is fucking fantastic. Robbie McShane.
So good. He's
so
brilliant.
Good. He is brilliant. He's actually brilliant. And it annoyed me. I was there, I was like, fuck. This is fucking good.
Yeah, real.
It's just so smart, funny, just
so many punchlines, so many gags.
So many gags. Just he looks funny, his little mustache, and he's such a sweet boy.
Yeah.
And he's so lovely. He was amazing. I thought, he's amazing, but he has that. Bit in it about like
footballers having mental health.
Are talking about their mental health issues. Do you know what? It's not for them. And he's like, it's for a little...
Well, I've tried this as well, but this just makes me feel awful and ashamed. Where I go like, geez, Vittorio, you're doing far too well to be feeling bad. You shouldn't feel bad. That's stupid that you feel bad.
It is stupid that you feel bad.
But then I just sit there going, well, now I feel bad and ashamed.
Good. As you should. You're 20
help.
because
That's
you're
just a spiral.
No, because it's just
a
not
spiral.
Wait, go for a spiral. You deserve a spiral.
But
you should be spiraling.
No, I just natter to myself. That solves the problem.
Yeah.
I just say all that stuff I said was good. Oh no, it's grand that they got that, and sure you're doing all these. And I literally just sit in the house and talk myself out of the spiral.
No one's doing better. You're doing the best. You are doing the best. You're selling the most tickets. You're making the most money. You're 27. You're in at Monkey Barrel. You've clout. You're everything. You're doing a new bigger tour. You're signed by Big H. Couldn't be going better.
But I only got 3 stars in Fest magazine.
Fuck off. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It makes no difference whatsoever. No one cares about reviews. Those days are over.
Yeah,
that reviews actually matter.
Yeah. I talk a big talk with all that stuff of like, oh sure, I don't care about TV. And then I kind of sit there in the house and go, it'd be nice to have an offer to say no to.
Yeah, but you will get the offer. You'll be on Taskmaster. Everything's inevitable. You've been doing comedy 7 weeks. You've been not doing it long. It's insane that you just did a second hour. It's stupid. You couldn't be going better. It sickens everyone to their fucking core. And everyone's jealous. And you're in a genuine position where it's just like, you're like a fucking like hot girl with massive tits being just like, well, I just think maybe some people don't want to fuck me. I think there is some people on earth who don't want to fuck me, and that's sad, isn't it?
Well, it's just like
my own father doesn't want to fuck me.
My
That's
brain
sad.
is so conditioned to just look for the panic and find the stress to be stressed about. Like even when the show sold out, I would still had an urge to like check the ticket updates.
Yeah,
it's like,
because
why the fuck would you do? But your brain's just like, we need to panic about something. You have to be stressed. Is that not part of being a person that you just want to be fucking stressed all the time?
No, it's just the ticket thing is like, it's another validation mechanism. Which just so I have like Instagram, WhatsApp, my email, and
you just cycle between the three
and I
of
just
them.
cycle between the three of just like, what do people think of me?
Yeah,
How do people like me now?
yeah,
What about
yeah.
now? What about now? Do you like me now? Going round the ring of pointless validation thing, and then when I've got like Edinburgh ticket sales, that just adds
That's
in.
just another-
That's another photo.
Yeah.
Ticket sales, how about ticket sales going to people love me now?
Yeah.
And it's just this little
awful, isn't it?
cycle of rotten, unnourishing
awful.
bullshit. And even when you sell out, you still check them and just be like, oh, I'm sold out again. I was earlier, but I'm still sold out. And you're just little fucking validation, love hungry mind is like, eh. And it's
But it feels like some part of my brain is foraging for discontent.
it's a little squirrel looking for acorns of misery.
Yes.
Yes. Well, also, but the reality is as well is that, on some level, you are, you're crying all the time and you're socially inept, as you would say yourself, or socially anxious. I wouldn't say inept because you're actually very likable.
I'm
socially.
getting better as well.
Yeah.
I think Edinburgh was fucking. I was worried about it.
You were
Just all
flying
the-
it.
But I was just like about like just talking to people. I was really nervous about it because I know like all these perceptions around me exist, particularly in Edinburgh. That kind of those crowds of comedians. So I was just really really nervous about like fucking it all up again. But I think I did okay overall to just be like, hey,
I saw you talking to people there a few times.
Be
and
nice to people.
I didn't, and you didn't cough on them or anything, or you didn't like whip your dick out or stuff. I just saw you, and I could just see from distance, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
and it's like he hasn't done anything there. He hasn't like headbutted them by accident or whatever you were doing. So I think you were. I think you've done a great job of character rehabilitation, and I think the general consensus now is yes, he's obviously a complete spaz, but.
But he means well.
Yeah, but obviously, no, that was a joke. But no, I think the general consensus is, I think everyone's like Vittorio is very sound, So I think you've done
That's nice.
a great job. Yeah,
I'm glad of that. I did karaoke on the last night.
Did you?
I was very worried about that.
What did you sing?
And
lads?
then to take the piss out of me, actually, when I walked up to the stage, because Alison Spittle did a new metal karaoke night.
New
which was good
metal?
fun. Yeah, so like your Limp Bizkits, your Sum 41s, your Evanescences.
Oh, what the
Liam
Blink
with-
182?
Yeah. Liam Withnail and C. McBee did Evanescence.
Yeah. Wake me up inside.
Yeah. Liam was like, wake me up. And CMB was, can't wake up.
Unbelievable.
It was so sick. It was so sick.
Jesus
but
Christ.
they were all up to doing whatever, and then I said, I reckon I could do this. And
Was this on the final night?
Yeah, and I get so nervous about because there was like quite a few like little pockets of comedians.
Where
and
was
stuff.
that? Where did
Monkey
you-
Barrel.
I wish I was in Monkey Barrel now. The final night, I wasn't there. I wish that would have been good.
Yeah.
I was down like the Assembly Bar, and it was
I
just-
got asked to do. I wish I'd done this as well. I got asked to do comedian DJ battles. I'd love to do it next year.
Is that at the Flick? Is that thing?
No. The Flick is the assembly.
bar.
Yeah. That's like the staff bar at the assembly. But no, it's up at, or maybe it is. I can't remember where comedian DJ battles is. But it looked class. And I was supposed to do it on the last night, but it like just the timings didn't work out. But
What you sing, man?
Skater Boy, Avril Lavigne.
Oh, I said, see you later, boy.
It's very high. I didn't realize that it was in a key that wasn't quite suited to me.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the Fringe when your voice is fucked.
Give us a little rendition of that right now.
Hey, no.
Come on, man.
It's on my Twitter. Go
Hey,
watch
baby.
it.
No. Come on. for the fans.
But I was worried about it. And then I gradually made my way into the crowd and like danced to some other people singing and was like supportive of them. And then to take the piss out of me because they know I'm worried that everybody hates me, when Alison was like, and to sing Skater Boy, Vittorio, Angelone, all the fucking Some Laugh boys booed. But I didn't know who was booing, and I just went on and went, I'm hearing a lot of boos.
Boozy Susie.
But it was great fun, and just like, yeah, Roscoe absolutely crushed it as well.
McKelland.
Oh my God.
He's a great guy.
He's so funny.
He's a lovely guy.
He's so funny.
He's
man.
funny,
so
man.
sound as well.
Yeah, he's a good heart. I saw Julia Masley with Roscoe, and I tickled his beard.
Lovely show, Julia Masley's, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
If you're in the Greater London area, not that this needs a fucking plug, go see it at Soho Theatres. Just so nice, so fun, so like kind, and
she's a beautiful, enchanting clown who's kind of vulnerable and childlike and drags woes and problems out of people.
Yeah, and people just do what she
seduces
says.
problems out of people with her kindness.
People are so open with her.
Oh yeah,
it's bizarre, isn't it?
Oh, she entrances people.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a witchiness going on there, and there's a spellbindingness that's going on. That's a little bit disconcerting. Oh, you spill. She's fucking pulling secrets like fucking like coloured tissues out of a clown's arse.
Right.
I think today is the day you've decided, Justice, it's like, I'm not going along with any more of his absolutely abject fucking nonsense.
But I think overall, great Fringe. Very, very happy the show got like I enjoyed like try and make the show better. And I think the way I bounced back from that kind of stuff, like, oh, I'm not going to, is just to like use some of those little nasty things and just like alchemize them into just like, well, the only option that I'm in control of, which is exactly what Daddy from the coffee shop would say, is the show, and working on making the show better, and just trying to fucking add some jokes in there, make this like, you know, those jokes where like just when you get to it every day you go, I was supposed to fix this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You go, this is clunkily worded.
Oh.
If I sat down for 10 minutes, I could fix this.
That's right.
But I'm yet to do it, and it's week 3 of the Fringe.
That's absolutely right. I had jokes like that all over, and when I just every single day I'd come in to start into the joke, and I just go, you stupid cunt. You stupid cunt. This is gonna suck because you haven't fixed it, and it sucked every other day, and you haven't changed it.
Yeah, you're just gonna say it the same bad way,
horrible way, same underwhelming shit way. Oh, that's it. That is such a good observation. That's throughout the Fringe when you're doing your sets. You're like, because you have all these things. Right, that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. That needs to be. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And then as the Fringe goes on, you just get carried away. You don't get time to work with them, and you're just it's just you're fucking like sliding into the same unfixed bit, and you're like, fuck, I'm some stupid cunt.
Although, have you got this? And it happened to me last year as well. You kind of, because you're doing the shows at the same time every day over the course of the Fringe, your body gets into like a weird hormone cycle. So for the past 3 days at about 6 o'clock, my body's
period.
Yeah. But you know, Mike, if you're gonna do big, scary, stupid laughs, move the microphone away from your face, because otherwise it peaks and people have a bad time audiologically.
You were on your period. Stupid cunt. Sorry, lad, you were going to say something about hormones there.
But do you not just find you get stressed at the same time where the shows were? You're kind of in a little cycle of like...
Oh, like
your ebbs and flows, like say it like 3:30 and 9:30. Do you feel a little bit of, I don't know if you've noticed this, but you might notice it over the next few days, because your body's just like, this is when the thing happens.
No, I do think you're right about that. What I would do, I was getting an upset stomach every day, particularly before my later show. So like at 9:30, my stomach was like, you know what I mean, and I'd really need to shit myself, and I would, but like, you know me, I'm
the show must go on.
The show must go on, and I do as well. Like I do so many shits a day anyway, but over the Fringe it increased, and I want people to know that.
How many shits are you rapping a day?
I'd say at the Fringe, I could have been doing 8 a day maybe, and that's up from probably about 5 or 6.
You need to get that checked.
What? No, lad, that's why I have a great metabolism. Like I eat like shit, and I'm still like pretty slim because I just eat sheer volume and fucking persistence of my anus and rectum to just keep firing. It's like Kobe. It's like just fucking keep going. You don't think about the last shit. You just go for another shit. You know what I mean? And I love it, you know, and it feels nice when it comes out, and I get to sit there and go on my phone and do my little cycle of Instagram, WhatsApp,
You
email,
should go to the doctor.
tickets.
Anyway, to finish off the public episode
What?
before we crack onto the Patreon.
Oh, I have stuff on the Patreon. I want to talk
I've
about
got
this.
great stuff on
Do
the
you?
Patreon. I'm dabbling in sex work again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, lad. I got stuff about the Spanish women's, this kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'll save my stupid joke about that.
Oh, nice.
for the
Say
Patreon.
that for the Patreon. Because I
But
said
I've got a
this one's
message.
been the other way around, because this one we've done a lot of inside comedy talk, and then the next one we're going to have all our topical bits. so we keep things shaking up, baby.
Whatever the fuck we fucking feel like.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got a message from Jamali.
Jamali
a
Maddox.
message from Jamali.
Yeah. So Jamali Maddox has left a message for the pod.
So you have to read it out.
Okay.
All
right.
I haven't read this, by the way.
Yes. Okay. Mike, I'm out for a coffee. But I just want to check if you're all right. And this is just concern over me because the last time we met on Thursday,
I don't know.
I hoovered under the sofa while Vittorio was away and found a litany of snapped pens heads under your side.
Yes, this is something Jamali has raised, that every single episode of the podcast you gradually snap
Yeah.
a pen and then stow it away somewhere.
Who's hurt you? Was it the pens? Is it all a metaphor? I don't have the answer. PTO,
Please turn over.
please turn over. Also a riddle.
She's such a fucking idiot.
1 is 3, 3 is 5, 5 is 4, and 4 is cosmic. What is 6 and what is cosmic? In brackets, Vittorio, don't spoil it for my pal Mike if you get there first. Love, Jamali. 1 is 3, 3 is 5, 5 is 4, and 4 is cosmic. What is 6 and what is cosmic? 6.
I know the answer. I bet people are screaming the answer at their phones and TVs.
Fuck. What is 6 and what is cosmic? And 4 is cosmic and 5 is 4.
1 is 3, 3 is 5, 5 is 4, and 4 is cosmic. What is 6 and what is cosmic?
Ah! What the hell? I'm not well. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be put on the
It's a little
spot.
brain teaser.
I know, but I don't have a
Little
good brain.
Dr. Kawasaki's brain training for the Nintendo DS.
Oh fuck! Is this a Japanese thing? Is this from the sovereign nation of Japan? This has been sent.
No.
Oh fuck! This is Pearl Harbor in my brain.
Should we leave it with you? Should we give the answer on the Patreon? That's a great
Answer on the
teaser.
Patreon. Yes. Wonderful. Capitalism.
That's super
Right.
stuff. We must have things to plug. My special
Yes.
may well be coming out very, very soon. It should be out mid-September.
Mine is going to be out in September as well, probably late September.
That's so good. My tour goes on sale at the end of September, hopefully. I need to
Yes.
talk to the folks
Your
about
special's
that.
going to get so much more views than my app. Fucking annoys me.
I can't decide what YouTube channel to put it on.
I put on our podcast one,
I think so. If we just both
and I'm
do
going
that.
to both do that.
Yeah, I think that would be good
Yeah.
anyway. Anything else? Make sure you're on mailing lists for the
Yeah.
tours. So you must have a mailing list somewhere, or do you not?
No, I don't.
Mike's going to set up a mailing list.
I am. How do I do that? We'll talk about that on the Patreon. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm very
Make sure
bad.
you're on the mailing
at
list
life.
so you get the first announcement of the tour, and also on the Patreon for the first announcement for the
Yes.
tours as well. That would be cool if you could do that. Anything else we need to plug? We simply must do a London live show.
Yes.
The Edinburgh one was so fucking
It
fun.
was great fun.
And I think
It's the best.
Yeah, I think we'll do a big old London live show.
Big
for
old
a
London
fucking
live
laugh.
show. Leicester Square Theatre, maybe.
Why? Did
No, not Leicester Square Theatre.
Don't eat the riddle. You need to solve it.
Okay. But I thought if I ate it, then my subconscious might. Anyway, whatever.
Anyway, have a wonderful time. Sign up to the Patreon at patreon.com
Yeah.
//
/
parenting.
Parenting.
Thank
Yo.
you.
Up the lads. Bye bye.